Hey everyone, this is Chris from Marty Party Travel, and we are back. We are here to cover a lot of the travel that we've done over the last couple months. We've got a lot of stuff on the horizon, and we're going to jump right into a trip that we took last month in May of 2024 to the Grapevine Great Wolf Lodge. If you check out the channel, you'll see some of our other big videos with a bunch of views are the Kalahari videos. We did some reviews, tips and tricks on what to expect at Kalahari. And so this year for my daughter's 9th birthday, want to change things up a little bit, head north to Dallas. The Houston Great Wolf Lodge is not open yet. There's a new location opening near Galveston, and again at the time of this video it was not ready yet, so we went up to Grapevine. And that's kind of interesting in itself because if you don't know, here in 2024 the Grapevine location is undergoing a big renovation, a lot of different upgrades and updates that are happening at that park. And so again, we are able to go and see what's going on there, and here to give you a 2024 update of what to expect at the Grapevine location of the Great Wolf Lodge. Again, my name is Chris from Marty Party Travel. Let's jump right in. So what is the Great Wolf Lodge? If you don't know, it is a crazy cool indoor water park. It's open year-round, which is great, and they keep that water heated so it's not freezing. It's great for all ages, and it's got kind of a mixture of things. It's a big indoor water park, again, big water attractions, and they've got stuff ranging for your littles all the way up to your bigger, older, and up to adults with some of the slides that they have there. But what's cool about this resort is it's not only the water park. They also have a really cool activity called Magic Quest, which is an interactive game with a wand. At the time that we went here in May of 2024, it was actually just recently updated. So if you've gone in the past, there's a new version of Magic Quest that we got to experience firsthand. In addition to that, the resort has all sorts of other activities, games, and different things of that nature, which we're going to cover in this video of what to expect and our personal top tips to make sure that you don't miss and have a great time at the Great Wolf Lodge. Let's jump right in and talk about what we enjoyed, maybe some of the things that we thought could be better, and what to expect with the renovations that are happening right now. So starting with booking, what's cool about the Great Wolf Lodge is that they are always going through different specials on their website. There's all sorts of different codes and promotions that are occurring in different flash sales and events. Definitely join one of the Facebook groups for a location nearest you, because in the Facebook groups, people are always tagging and posting when the new specials occur. In addition to that, they actually do have their own loyalty club, which is called the Voyager Club. And as you go and stay and accrue points, you get different offers and different incentives to return and make regular trips to the lodge. So pretty cool, especially since, again, some of these other theme parks around the US don't really have a membership kind of loyalty program like they do have here at the Great Wolf Lodge. And so again, with these promotions, we got a great all-inclusive package for our stay that included 2 nights at the resort. So we went for 2 nights and 3 full days. And then we actually got a Wolf Pass, which is again, kind of a little package, which we will cover, that included some extra things as well at a very discounted rate because we booked with the package. Starting with the room here at the Great Wolf Lodge, we actually got a Wolf Den suite. Really cool, especially if you're traveling with the little ones, because they've got this really cool themed wolf den looking lodge. It's again a bunk bed. You kind of come in and it's like a little cave. Really neat. It's right there, right when you come into the room. In addition to that, the rest of the room is very, very spacious. We had a full queen size bed, which was great, and plenty of room for 2 adults to sleep on. And then we also had the pull-out couch that was available that we ended up not needing. There was also a full size table in the corner of the room. Again, great to eat if you're eating in the room, put your stuff down or anything in between. And of course, the rest of your normal hotel furniture. Similar to Kalahari, if you've ever been, they actually have a sink that's outside of the bathroom. So the toilet and the shower are kind of in one area, and the sink with the mirror is outside. So you can have somebody in the shower and somebody that needs to brush their teeth or wash their hands or do anything like that in the sink in the room. So really thought out, especially if you're traveling with larger parties. There's not really that congestion with the one restroom just like that. But the rooms are nice, they felt very modern, didn't feel dated at all for, again, a big renovation that's going on here at the lodge. Jumping into check-in real quick, when we got there on a Thursday at nighttime, so we checked in Friday morning before the weekend kind of started, and it was not too bad. It was around 10 a.m., so it was a little bit of a checkout rush, but they do have these little kiosk iPad things that can kind of expedite your check-in, and you should be able to go most of the way through the check-in. Some people, again, depending on what you had on file for pre-authorization of credit cards and things, I believe can complete the check-in all the way, but we waited through the line to make sure that we were able to get our Wolf Pass and anything like that. So if you paid ahead of time, when you check in, of course, they're gonna hold your credit card for incidentals, just expect that. I believe it's $100 per day, what they were charging at the time of our visit. And so let's talk about the Wolf Pass a little bit that we got. What's nice about that thing is it is an all-inclusive kind of package with these items, right? And so what it included is a Wolf Pass. It actually has the items that it includes on the back of it. It's like a little paw print with a lanyard that you wear around your neck. And so, for example, ours came with drink sippers. So they were the refillable cups that were good for our entire stay, which was a little bit lackluster because during the renovation, the soda fountains weren't actually working. So they were actually serving soda out of 2 liters, again, at the time of this video, but of course expect that to be corrected now towards the end of 2024. But those soda sippers were good for everyone on our resort stay, on our room stay. So we actually were able to get 4 of them. And again, get those filled up at the soda fountains if they were working. In addition to that, we had a popcorn bucket, and they're really cool if you've ever been to Disney World. Themed popcorn buckets. This one was kind of like a twin slide effect, and the popcorn was on the main level down by the water park. All you could refill. So really cool opportunity there. In addition to that, some things such as 2 Magic Quest wands were included in 2 games of Magic Quest, so we only had to purchase a 3rd one because we were 3 players for the game. And then they also included some discounts on different things. If you wanted to do the Build-A-Bear, which we did, it included some discounts on Build-A-Bear. It also included a family-sized bag at the mining facility here at the Great Wolf Lodge. So really cool, and again, great opportunity to get some great things that you might use here at your stay at a discount. So really cool opportunity if you get that add-on at a discounted price. So starting from there, when we got there on Friday, our room was not ready yet, but you are able, when you check in, to go straight to the water park. So the water park is located, again, at the time of this video, on the 1st floor, and you actually have to go all the way back to the resort rooms, go down to the 1st floor, and then that's when you kind of see everything. You've got your Magic Quest there on the left when you first arrive, and then you've got Build-A-Bear in the back, the arcade in the corner. You've got the brand new pretzel factory right there on the right-hand side as well. The pizza right around the corner, the mining facility right around that, and then of course you make your way to the indoor water park. At the time of this video, the outdoor portion was closed, but it is located on the 1st floor as well. And then if you're looking for the ropes course, unfortunately that was also closed during most of our visits, so we don't have much footage of that, but it's also located within the water park on that 1st floor. Have to head down there to get to the ropes course. So we went straight to the water park, got there early, again, before 11 a.m. on a Friday, and this was in May. It wasn't Memorial Day weekend, but it was pretty busy. Most of the seating that had the chairs and tables was already gone by the time that we got there, but we were able to locate a seat back by the bar in the back. So there is seating back there. You don't have to be actively eating or drinking to reserve those tables and chairs. You can actually go and get there, leave your stuff there, and have a great day. Something that's really cool as well is when we realized that some of the more prime seating was gone, we wanted to go check in and see if cabanas were available, and they actually did have cabanas available for a crazy discounted rate. We paid less than $200 for a cabana all day, which I thought was well worth it, given its prime location in the indoor water park, as well as the locker that it has, the little mini fridge that it has, and of course the wait staff that bring you food and alcoholic beverages, and of course non-alcoholic beverages as much as you need. So the cabana was really nice. You know, we've got some footage here to kind of show you what that looks like. Big, nice, relaxing furniture, comfy chairs, and again, that wait staff to bring you anything and everything that you desire here at the Great Wolf Lodge. So as for the water park itself, if you've ever been to Kalahari, it's definitely a little bit smaller. The Great Wolf Lodge is something that I think is more of an intimate setting, right? So it's not such a big, grand, hundreds of thousands of square feet water park, but it was really, really fun. My kids had a great time. They've got a couple different zones, as I call it. Again, just set up a little bit differently. In front of the cabanas where we were, they have the big wolf wave pool, and I call it the wolf wave pool because the waves start when the wolf pack kind of house. Pretty neat. Again, good sized wave pool located right there. Right behind that, you've kind of got your little kid zone. So that's where you're gonna have your little splash zones. The water is only a couple of inches deep. Great for those newer borns, right? People under the age of, I'd say, 3. My 3-year-old had a great time splashing around in here. And again, they've got both the little splash zones and they've got the soakers and things like that, part of it here. But then you can also see they've got the slides. They've got slides that are perfect for your 2, 3, 4-year-olds, maybe 5-ish at the max. Again, great little slides there that the kids had a great time going again and again. One little thing to note, there wasn't a lifeguard at the top, so it was a little bit chaotic where the kids would just go up there and figure out who's going when they go. It was just a little bit of kid chaos, but it was fun. My 3-year-old had a great time, and his big sister, who turned 9 when we went to this trip, also had a great time going up there with him and taking him along. So that's a little area, pretty cool. And then you've actually got the next step up from that. Again, I'd say probably 3 to 4 starting age up from there. You've got the middle kid zone, as I'm calling it, which is the big kind of splash tower. You've got the stairs you go up, there's water everywhere, there's things to spray people. You've got the rope bridge and just water's coming everywhere. You've got the big dump bucket that dumps the hundreds of gallons of water all over the people unsuspecting below, and just everything in between. And so they actually had 2 slides here in this section. So once you were able to get up there, again, these slides weren't crazy big, but they were perfect for, I would definitely say, you're under 10 years old, people that want to go down the water slide but aren't looking for anything too thrilling. So it's a great area, very accessible because it's located near the front, near buckets where the food is. And then again, you have the ability to kind of exit the back if you want to head towards the rear of the park. So multiple ways in and out of this area. Also ADA accessible with a ramp, which is really nice because it is on a little bit elevated area. In addition to that, in that kind of front left corner of the water park, that's where you've got your lockers. You can rent and store anything that you need to in there. Rent a locker and store all your stuff. Again, you get the code, you pick the locker, put your stuff in there, and it's safe. There's some restrooms located there as well. Additional tables and chairs seating, which is where we actually were able to set up on day 2 because we got started a little later and it was pretty busy on Saturday. And then you have access to, again, the easy access to buckets, which is the main food attraction right there. Jumping in the buckets is essentially your theme park food. It's what you would expect that it is. You've got your chicken tenders, you've got your popcorn, you've got your hot dogs, you've got your beer, you've got everything and anything that you could think of a theme park menu. So that if you check it out, I'm not sure if it changes, but again, great options for food here at Buckets. And it was located under construction, but it's located right at the front of the park. And once the construction's over, it's gonna go back to where it was, which is inside the wall. We had this kind of like pop-up table version of Buckets where they were taking our orders kind of in front of the main area. They also have a great mobile order kiosk that was really nice because the line could get pretty long. So mobile ordering was great to go onto the kiosk, order what you needed to, and then they would buzz you and you would pick up your stuff. So really nice and easy, accessible there. So then we've talked about all the front stuff now. You've got the little kid area on the right, you got Buckets kind of in the middle, you got the bigger kids on the left with the lockers. Now you head back to the right corner, cabanas, wave pool that we talked about, and that's where you've got your first big slide tower right there. And so the slide tower here, it's only a singular tower, but you can have multiple stairways up, right? So multiple different levels of accessibility to get up there, and they go to different parts and different slides. For example, the very, very top part goes to the 2 largest slides. That one of them has kind of the big cone where you go really high on the wall and kind of slosh back and forth, right? They've got that one. And then we were able to take my 3-year-old, he was just tall enough at the 42 inches to be able to ride the family one that was up there in the 4-person. And again, it didn't have any of the crazy, back and forth like that. It was more of just a 4-person raft slide. And again, able to go through the twists and turns and get wet. But what was really cool for him, and again, if your kids are tall, 42 inches or taller, they're gonna love the rides there. The middle section was his favorite part because those were the double tube slide rides. And then they actually also support single tube riders, but double tube was what we were doing because we were together. And it's great because they are your water slides, your typical nice, again, high throw water slides. So they had 3 different ones that we were able to go through. One of them was actually kind of in the park, open air, and you could see it. Another one was your toilet bowl where you would spin round and round and you would twist around and go backwards, and eventually once you'd slowed enough, you'd head out kind of through the bottom, right, kind of flush. And then you had another one that went, actually, it was fully covered, but it actually went outside the park and looped around and came back in. So those 3 were my 3-year-old's favorite slides. Again, he's a little tall, so he was able to make that height requirement. Speaking of the height requirement, we didn't touch on it earlier. It's cool how they do it. So when you actually come to the water park, there's somebody outside with a height stick standing right at the front. This is really nice because it provides consistency. At Kalahari, it's tough because what they're doing is they've got these lifeguards at the front of these areas that are measuring kind of people on the fly. Sometimes they stop your kids, sometimes they don't. It's inconsistent day by day, but here at the Grateful Lodge, it's consistent because you essentially get stopped at the front, they've got the stick, they measure how high your kid is, and then they give them a wristband based on color, and whatever color wristband they get for the day, the other lifeguards don't even, at least in our experience, don't even recheck it. As long as they're wearing that color wristband, they let them on the ride. So pretty cool thing there as well. All right, almost done with the water park. 2 final sections here. In the dead center, they have a cool little lazy river. Again, it's not super high thrill or anything like that. It goes around in a little bit of a loop, right? Not a full circle, kind of like a weird oval. Same thing, you've got some splash zones in there, some overhead soakers. They've got the tubes in there that are only for the lazy river. They just stay in there the whole time. You go round and round to your heart's content. Great time to relax and just float around on the inner tubes. And then last but not least, they've got what I kind of call the little adventure zone in the back left corner. They've got a tightrope course where it's got the rope across and it's got the balancing kind of like almost like lily pads where you kind of go across and you have to hang onto the rope and hold on with your body weight and kind of walk across, right? It was cool to see a bunch of the people trying to do it. Some people were really successful, some people were not, but a great time all the way around. And then they also have, again, your basketball hoops. And so these are in the water. You've got the basketballs and you can, shoot, make your goals, right? It was pretty cool. And yeah, it was awesome. In addition to that, they also have some hot tubs. So one is actually adults only. So it's kind of located by the lockers in the front left of the park. They had an adults only hot tub right there. And then they have the all access, all ages one to the right when you come in kind of by the little kids area. Last but not least, in the water park in the very back, we talked about it briefly, there is a full service bar back there. So Buckets does serve some beer, but if you're looking for mixed drinks, cocktails, things of that nature, you need to head to the bar at the back of the water park. It was pretty much open the entire water park hours as far as I saw. So again, you can get your cocktails, your mixed drinks, and anything in between at that back bar. And they do have draft beer if that is something that you're looking for. So that is the water park at the Great Wolf Lodge. Again, highly recommend. I thought it was great. We had a great time and it was super entertaining, and our kids 3 and 9 did not get bored at all. So what if the water park's not your thing, or you've done it already and you're looking for something else? What else is there to do? So let's talk a little bit about dining. So right outside of the water park, you have the pizza place, which has amazing cheese bread. If you've ever wanted that cheesy garlic bread at a theme park, theirs was some of the best. And they also had the full-size pizzas. Worth mentioning as well, they actually have a really cool birthday package, which we were able to get, which included an entire cake and a pizza, and of course some drinks with it as well. So we were able to get that kind of birthday package there, and the pizza came from there, the cake came from the bakery around the corner. So great opportunity there to eat the pizza restaurant. The pretzel maker just opened. Pretzel maker is the name of the new pretzel shop there. They had all sorts of different types of flavored pretzels and different dipping sauces. And again, had just opened when we went, but we definitely stopped by, got a box of pretzel maker, and it was very, very delicious. Right next to Pretzel Maker is an ice cream shop. So this is where the cake was for the birthday package, and they also have a full ice cream serving station here. So you've got your actual scooped ice cream that they can serve for you. You've got your Dippin' Dots that they can serve for you. And then you actually have like a case that's got the sweet treat desserts in it. We were able to get some cupcakes out of there. Again, they have the birthday cakes in there and more. So really great desserts located here at the bakery. Right outside of the bakery, it's not necessarily a food stop, I would say, but it was more of kind of like a little boutique. They had some different bottled beverages that you could buy here, beers included, if you wanted to take them back to the room, and they had your water park goodies. It was kind of like the closest thing I would say to the water park shop if you needed, again, some water shoes or goggles or things like that. Everything was located right here. I'm not sure if that's its permanent spot, but during the time of this video, it was located right next to the Magic West. So that takes care of all your food options and snack options on the first floor. When you head back up to the lobby, you do have a Starbucks. It's an actual Starbucks. It's located there, and they pretty much have a full Starbucks menu, again, on the main lobby level. And then the lobby actually has a buffet. The buffet serves both lunch and dinner. I think lunch is only on certain days, but we went for dinner on one of the nights. It was actually really nice. It wasn't super busy, so we weren't sure if it was open, not sure if it was part of the renovation or what, but it was cool. They had 2 identical sides, left side, right side, and they served some of your staples if you were looking for a carving station, right? Different fish dishes, and of course, all your kids' staples. So the buffet was really great. Place to get a quick meal, and price-wise, it was actually pretty good. We're used to the $50, $60 buffet at some of the other places, and this was not that. It was a very reasonable price point, and again, everyone got a lot of food, and it was very filling. So pretty nice there. then that rounds out food on the first floor. If you head up to the third floor, so again, not on the second floor, but you go to the third floor, I guess it's technically the fourth floor, there's an actual sit-down restaurant up there, the Grill. That's where we had dinner the second night, and this is more of your traditional sit-down. They've got an interior bar in there, again, serving your beers and your cocktails, and then it has a full-service menu. I had a steak dish, it was great. The kids had some good food as well, and again, it includes more of like your restaurant staples. So if you're looking for more of that sit-down experience where people are coming, waiting on you, and you're not having to go and get your food buffet style, this is what's offered here at the Grill. They were out of a couple things when we went because they were actually closing for renovation, so they may be changing their menu when they reopen, but they were closing for that renovation at the end of May. And that rounds out on-site food service here at the Great Wolf Lodge at Grapevine. Want to give a big shout out to one of our favorite restaurants. Waffle House is located like 3 minutes from the Great Wolf Lodge. We actually went twice while we were there, so if you're a Waffle House fan, there's one super duper close to the Great Wolf Lodge. Make sure that you check it out. So activities, we don't want to do the water park, or we've done the water park and we're looking for other activities. What is there to do? Well, let's start with the mining facility. It's super cool. If you've ever been to one of those kind of museums, those hands-on museums or field trips when you were younger, this is really neat because they actually give you a giant bag of dirt with gemstones in it. Again, if you get one of the passes, you can get a mining bag included, and they also sell them. They sell a smaller one and a family-size bag, and the family-size bag is, I believe, 10 pounds worth of this kind of sifting dirt. I don't remember how much the smaller one was, but again, they show you some examples here before you get started of what to expect in the bags, and there's all sorts of different gemstones and things. And so what do? Is they've got this kind of western prospecting river that's running through the middle of this shop. And it's nice because you're actually able to put your dirt into your little sifter, the water's running, and you can legitimately, put it in, rinse your dirt off, pick it up, rinse it, pick it up, rinse it, pick it up, and you are going to start to reveal gemstones. My kids love this. This is great. And the 10-pound bag was really nice because it gave everybody a couple of different, put a little bit dirt in. They would discover a little bit dirt. They would discover, I actually had a really big gem piece that was kind of in there as well in the 10-pound bag. But this was really, really neat. And again, expect to get dirty. My little guy had to get his hands washed with the special soap that they have at the sink in the back. But this is a really neat experience and worth doing at least once. In addition to that, they have a flagship Build-A-Bear store. So it is not a knockoff brand, it is actually Build-A-Bear. And they have some Great Wolf Lodge specific designs that you can only get there. So if you're looking to build up your collection and you want kind of a first party limited edition, or maybe, again, not a big wide release Build-A-Bear animal, they have those here. And if you have one of the paw passes, you can get, again, discounts and things on the accessories or even the building of a Build-A-Bear. Right next to Build-A-Bear, you've got the arcade. Again, if you've been to Kalahari, this is not anywhere near as big as Tomfooleries, but it's still fun. But this is one of the biggest things I see online. Money goes quick at this arcade. They do it in like a credit style, kind of like what Peter Piper Pizza is doing, where the games cost credits now and you've got a card. The credits are pretty high. Again, we got one of those specials with the birthday pass where I think we got like a $50 arcade card, and it went pretty quick. Prize-wise, they were able to get, smaller prizes. I got one for my son, one for my daughter. But with the $100-ish we invested into the arcade, I definitely can say that it went pretty quick. And there wasn't really anything else minus like actual games. So there's not any type of, big rides or anything that's in there. It's mainly just games and of course your claw machine staples. So again, if you want to spend a lot of money, go for it, but not necessarily the best use of value here at the lodge. The last thing on the main floor is Magic Quest, but we're going to come back and talk about that at the end because it kind of is its own little video. Heading up to the lobby, they do different things in the lobby. So they've got the hotel kind of shop, right? The gift shop where you've got your hotel merch. You can actually go to the gift shop, check in, and get some ears for free. So everybody that's staying gets to get a set of ears, which is just a really cool wolf headband set of ears at the gift shop. And then anything else you may need is there. One of the things that our Pop Pass also included was the ability to get a bucket of candy, and that was actually included in the Pop Pass, and then you could upgrade it from the standard little included bucket to one of the more larger ones if you wanted it to do that. So pretty neat there at the hotel gift shop. Outside of that, in the main lobby, it's really themed. So when you come in, it's low lit, it's not super bright out there, and they do all sorts of different activities and events here at the main hub. And so they've actually got a hotel staff. They'll get dressed in their best Magic Quest attire. Then they have different events and different things throughout the day. They've got yard kind of games such as the Big Connect 4. We saw hula hooping. We saw all sorts of stuff going on there throughout the day. And if you have the app, great mention of this, the Great Wolf Lodge app, there's actually a set of times that all this stuff happens at, again, during the day at your stay. So definitely make sure that you download the app, you plug in your reservation, and it will tell you what exactly is going on when at the lobby. Last but not least, up by the grill on the 3rd/4th floor, depending on how you're counting, there is an actual kind of sports simulator. I don't want to call it a golf simulator because it's more than golf, but it's a sports simulator. So they've got those big projectors and those big screens and the sensors, and you can play soccer, you can play golf, and they had a couple other different games there as well, but you kind of rent a bay and you can select what game or sport you're going to play, and you pay it for time and you kind of get your little bay there. It's a really cool hangout. You select your games, you play your sports, and it was really neat. We didn't have time for this, and also with my 3-year-old, we weren't sure it was going to be the best thing for him, so we skipped it, but we did go in and check it out, and it looked like people were having a great time, especially if you're a golfer. This is straight up like your garage golf simulator on steroids. It's a pretty cool activity here at the Great Wolf Lodge. So last but not least, let's talk about Magic Quest. As I mentioned, Magic Quest is on the main floor located by the water park, right as you come outside of the elevators to the left-hand side. And at the Magic Quest shop, they have wands. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, any type of fantasy adventure game fan, they have multiple different wands. You can build your own, and again, they have different kind of like clans or tribes that they've got. It's a whole handwritten story. They've got a whole story and a whole universe that was created for Magic Quest, and talks a lot about it in the shop. They even have robes. So if you're wanting to get a robe and be fully decked out while playing Magic Quest, this is the shop for you. Some of the packages include the ability to get Magic Quest wands and the games included in the package that you booked, but those wands are of course the base wands, and they sell upgrades just like anything else. If you want something a little bit nicer, you can also buy additional games of Magic Quest if your package didn't include enough for all members of your party. So how do you play and what is it? So let me say that it is definitely not for super young kids. My 3-year-old had fun, but he had no clue what was going on, and it definitely wants you to do some specific thing. So if you've ever played any type of role-playing game or RPG, it's pretty much like this. The way it works is you've got the lower level that the water park's on, the lobby, the 2nd and the 3rd floor. And so you can actually go to all of these floors, and the main hallways by the elevator, I would say, 30 feet on the right, 30 feet on the left, plus like the main area when you get there, has these Magic Quest kind of stations, right? And so what you do is you go and you start your quest, and it takes you through the stories where you're learning runes or spells, right? You're learning different spells to be able to eventually defeat the evil. And again, I don't want to do a ton of spoilers, defeat the evil and win. And so the way that you play this game, it is a ton of walking, right? Because you're having to go to different levels. You can take the stairs, you can take the elevators, go to this floor, go to that floor. You're hunting for things, and it doesn't necessarily tell you what you're looking for. And so when you get to the floors, you've got your wand, you're looking for certain things, taking certain actions, and it is a great, great time. And it's not quick. I thought that this was something that 1 or 2 hours you would be done. And I'm sure it's crowd permitting, right? If no one else is playing, you can definitely go a little bit quicker. But it was actually a pretty long game. I'd say that we invested over 3-4 hours into it easily, right? And we didn't even finish all the way before my little guy just said that it was enough. But again, holiday weekend, right? Not holiday weekend, but a busy weekend in May. And still, it was great. So really cool experience though. You get your wand, you do the missions, you do the quest, and there is an ending. There is an ending. We did not get all the way there. Won't spoil anything for it, but it is a really cool game. They've got screens, they've got different boss battles, they've got treasure hunts and things of that nature. So Magic Quest is really cool, and again, had just been updated in May of 2024. So if you've gone previously, there's a different version of Magic Quest, and now there is a new one. So that's what that is. Really cool experience. And again, make sure that you leave plenty of time to do it. Break it up into your stay. Do some maybe the first day, second day, right, third day if you've got it. Break it up so that you can conquer without being super tired, especially if you've done all the other things that there is to do at the Great Wolf Lodge. All right, guys, so that is my 2024 review of the Grapevine location. We had a great time here. Again, we live kind of in the central Texas area, so Grapevine is not too far. It was about a 4-hour drive to get up there for us, and we had a great time. My daughter wants to go back. We'll probably check out the Houston location. We got some family that lives over that way, so we'll definitely probably make another trip out there. If you ask me between Kalahari and the Great Wolf Lodge, I would tell you that they're two different things. I think the honest thing is that your younger ones are probably gonna have a little bit more of a better time at the Great Wolf Lodge. It seems like there's more to do, especially if they're under the age of I'd say 10. The Great Wolf Lodge will probably win, right? Maybe 8, 9, you know, if your kids are a little bit more mature on that edge of the spectrum. But definitely Great Wolf Lodge, I think, is for the younger ones. And then Kalahari is for more of your people that are looking for that high adventure, because they've got the 2 big slide towers and things like that. All in all though, if you go to the Grapevine location, expect some, you know, construction, right? Definitely pardon their dust while they're making these great enhancements to make the location even better. And of course, continue to have a ton of fun for years and years to come. As always, guys, my name is Chris from Marty Party Travel. We're super excited to present this information to you, and also different things and different trips that we're gonna be doing. So please like and subscribe and follow our channel for more amazing content. We'll catch you next time.